Hey guys, this is Gijs again, and I promise you a little bit more video on the high water levels in my area. And behind me it is the river Waal, and as you can see it's flooded totally. And I did a short about 5 days ago I think, and behind me on top of my head you can see a little fence and some trees. That's where a little dike is. That is where I shot the previous one, and as you can see it's totally flooded now. And the water levels, they had this peak last night somewhere I think at 1 o'clock, but that is where our official measuring point is, which is Lobit, and that is basically where the river enters the Netherlands. And of course the Waal is coming from the Rhine, which has his source basically in Switzerland, and then it travels of course through Germany, and then it ends up in the Netherlands. And I'm pretty lucky at the moment because look at the sun, absolutely lovely. And I was here last night also, but it was so dark that I could not shoot anything, and I had my youngest daughter with me, and when she walked here there was a beaver that went from the dike into the water, and it scared the crap out of her, which was, well, pretty funny to be honest. Now, and this is the road that I sometimes walk. Because over there, that's where the little fence is. And it's really nice to see that if you look in the background you can see a lot of waves. The Waal, basically the east is on that side, so the west is on that side, and it streams of course from that side to that side, but the wind is blowing from west to east today, so you've got this build up of water forcing basically the water levels to rise even more. And I think that today there's even the moment on sea where the water level is at its highest. We call it springtij in Dutch. I don't know what the English translation is for this, but that even makes that the water from the river Waal cannot end up as easily in the sea. So that's why we have these high level water levels at the moment, also because of melting of snow and a lot of rain in Germany and also in the Netherlands. But I'm pretty happy that we are behind big dikes that are pretty strong. It's not everywhere in this country the same at the moment. There are some areas where there's really a lot of problems arising with water levels that are getting too high and threatening several cities, old towns. But probably they will manage today because the water levels there are going to be a bit higher as well. Ah, but look at the sun. And maybe you can see it in the backdrop. There is one little boat also going from, well, it's basically going upstreams, which I think is quite a challenge with this kind of weather and water levels. And there are a lot of birds in the water again. They are having a lot of fun with this. So now I must take my other camera and shoot some more images. And I'll show you also a little bit more images on different places in the area that I live in, because it's special. Now, again, we're at the spot that I love to shoot some videos. You see the little blue sign, it's called the Molendijk, or the dike of the mills. And this is just a road, and the tree line that you see over there, it's also a road. Continues to a couple of houses that you will see on the backdrop. This is a nice curvy road up and down the dikes, but the good thing is that that part where basically the people have their houses, it's a bit higher up, a sort of hilly part, so they're not flooded yet. But who knows what will happen in the coming hours. And this is a place, yeah, would be nice to have a bike now and try to get through that road. It's not gonna happen. Now again, we are at the spot that I really love coming to, because look in the distance, that is a bridge that I cross, well, almost on a not daily basis, but quite often. It connects basically the Netherlands to my part of the country, but also here we've got some houses that are built in the place that is now flooded. And most of these places, they are old stone factories. Most of them have been demolished by now. But this is literally the place where the rising of the water is really impressive, because you can see the curve of the dike. And if you stand on top of the bridge, the amount of water from here to that other side, it's absolutely staggering. And in the distance you will see the pipes. That's also a stone factory that went out of business, I think a couple of months ago, which is sort of a pity because one of my friends worked there. But it is what it is. And also when you see the ships passing by now, they're almost at eye level, which is normally not the case. Absolutely wonderful. And in the distance over there, you might see a church tower. That's where my kids used to go to school, so they had to take a ferry every day. Except when the water was this high, because then the ferry was, well, not running, of course. Beautiful. Now, and here we are at my last spot. Yes, it's a lot of water, and normally in the middle behind me there is one huge lake. And of course, where the water is flowing like a waterfall, that is of course where the dike is. And this is also the reason why you've seen so little videos of me lately. Because the sign, it says it's a nature reserve, but the top sign, it's been adjusted a while ago, because when the water level kept rising, the Forestry Commission decided that this was going to be a refuge area for wildlife. And I think that's absolutely right, because when things are getting flooded, especially deer, rabbits, they don't have a lot of space to go to. So that's why they close it down for the public, and that's why I can't shoot any videos here. But now there's hardly any nature reserve left, except for a lot of water birds, of course. And there's still some dry patches. There's still one dike in the middle, which is basically the thing that goes around here. That is dry in the middle, so maybe they're hiding over there. But the rest, it's all flooded. Welcome to the Netherlands in sort of the winter time. Now, this is what I wanted to show you about, well, high water levels in the area that I live in. Nothing really exciting yet, because as you can see, the dike, we still got a couple of meters to go before it will rise, or well, it will get over the dike. And well, it's not expected here at this time. So what I'm going to do for the rest of my day, take the other camera and I'm going to shoot some birds and maybe some hare, because well, it's not really cold, and I saw some hare already doing funny things that they normally do in springtime. You know them. Enjoy the outdoors and stay safe. Ciao ciao.